Okay, first I'd like to thank you for the opportunity to present this project. My name is Joyce. I'm Director of Joyce Architects. We're a small firm in Melbourne, and this project is located in Central Geelong. Its address is 140 Mirabel Street, Geelong, 73 kilometres from Melbourne, for those who don't know or are unfamiliar with the area. In terms of its location within Geelong CBD, if you can see my mouse moving, this is Mirabel Street heading towards the waterfront, Ryrie Street, which runs east-west. Both are very busy streets, truck arterials, bus arterials, very heavy car flow, and the first site is where my clients have purchased a building. And its current public address is onto Mirabel Street, but uniquely or fortunately, it extends all the way through to a laneway along the rear, and this is called Shorts Place South. So this, just to give some context to the area, Little Mallet Street is undergoing, or the CBD of Geelong is undergoing quite a rapid development. And Little Mallet Street is the hospitality, known as the hospitality or growing hospitality precinct within the area. So this is just some site shots during construction, but I'm standing in the laneway Shorts Place North, looking across Little Mallet Street into Shorts Place South. So you can see, if I go back to the site plan, you can see just the way that this site is the first site or first property that juts out towards the west. So it presents a very slim, thin sliver towards the north. So it actually does have two faces to it. You can see here the north face looking towards us, and then predominantly it faces west. And just showing the context really, these photos, whilst not the best photos, show just how gritty and underdeveloped this laneway condition is currently. So as a ground plan, this is the north facing entry. The position in looking at the site was in jutting out towards us in this way. It's really the first, we felt that one of the conceptual positions could be that it acted like a beacon or a lantern, or an opportunity presented itself to act in this way, as well as being careful about how the entry condition was realised. We thought there was an opportunity to present a glowing cave-like entry feature that could draw you down the laneway. So this is the ground floor plan. I was asked to be involved in the project in, for me, a little bit of a unique way. I was asked to do a façade of a particular depth. At ground level, it was only 2.3 wide, and it was 5 metres for the mezzanine and upper levels. But the remaining part of the building was actually part of a franchised tenant arrangement that had a very strict relationship between where I was able to stand on site and where I was able to comment or be a part of the design process. So it was a little bit unusual for me being involved in such strict franchise relationships, but it meant that they were very excited about being presented with a new facade for their operation going forward. So this is the entrance, not just the entrance for a ramp as DDA use, but it's the entrance for everybody. It's the only way to get into the project, but up a ramp from street interface, you turn at this point and then you enter the gym. This is a 24-hour gym. So we tried to use all the things that we're required to use, like tactile indicators, handrails, and high visibility or contrast as part of the design position as well. And this is just showing the plan for the mezzanine. As you come up the stairs, you get to the mezzanine and then up again to the higher level 1. So very much a split relationship that you'll be able to see in the plan, the section here, entry into the body of the building, up the stairs to the mezzanine, up to existing level 1, and then up to the higher level. So we're trying to utilise, this is the existing height of the existing building, and we didn't want to creep any higher than that. So the materials, this is a view from on diagonal within the lane. We're very much right next to neighbours that will one day be developed. So we were trying to design with future demolition of neighbouring buildings in mind, and also the street condition is under an agreement with the local council where they're repaving the entire footpath and street all to this level up here. So we've got an interim measure at the moment for street control, but within the next 12 months, council are paying for a fully bluestoned paved area. It will potentially have no car access down this lane as well. So what you see here is the glowing entry, stainless steel sort of shroud cave element, and then the mesh lantern above. So in behind the mesh, these are operable windows. This helps with flushing out heat during the end of the day or depending on what's occurring. And then also for the selection of the material in terms of the mesh it's west facing, it's got a high heat load, but we tried to get the distance to help with the sun load on the glass, but also when it is open for ventilation, it's a fall resistant mesh, so we didn't need additional layers for balustrading. Just the elevational view. One of the things that we wanted to try to make use of was the changing light conditions through the day, through north through to the west, and just day to night being a 24-hour gym. We wanted to give different levels of privacy at different times of day, but also highlight at night, just try to give an attempt to give something back to the laneway, being not just a beacon for drawing people down, but also a light source for currently what may feel like an unsafe lane to go down. It feels quite active, and from all reports, people are really enjoying using the building. Just some detailing the way the mesh touches the stainless, and really in terms of the questions on how integration of allied disciplines comes into play. The structural engineer on this project was wonderful.
1 minute.
Eccentric loadings and just being able to push the facade scheme and its relationship to the base, which I was really thankful for. Just photos of how the changing light conditions just shift so much with the translucency, and the gap between the facade and the skin help to create this dynamic between the solid and then quite translucent condition. It also acts to, by having a unified face over the split levels, it helped to create less of a fine horizontal grain, like in the nature of the street context, instead of confusing the laneway with another element that had horizontal relationships. I was looking for something that had a singular gesture with not too much disruption to describe the mezzanine and the level one, and just trying to present this lantern idea in a singular way.